Welcome to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, featuring the head coach of Nicholls State University Baseball, Seth Thibodeaux. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. The Seth Thibodeaux Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. Good afternoon and welcome to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim, alongside the head coach of the Nicholls Colonels baseball team, Seth Thibodeaux. How you doing today?
Doing good, Wags. Excited about a great week.
You got to feel good right now. The Colonels heading into the final month of the season in a three-way tie for first place in the Southland Conference. This is getting serious.
It is getting serious. It's getting a lot more fun, too. The weather's starting to warm up, and it feels like college baseball right now. So this is what we worked hard for, and we're excited about the next month of the season.
Before we take a look back, I want to take a look ahead because folks are going to wonder why you're wearing a pink jersey right now. Tell us about it.
Well, we have our annual pink game for fundraiser for breast cancer awareness, and we're going to play this game on Friday night. All of our players are going to wear pink jerseys this weekend against UNO, and we're going to auction these jerseys off, and all the proceeds go straight to the Susan Komen Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So we're excited about it. It's a great cause, and it's lots of fun.
We'll talk more about that later, but taking a look back, Nicholls visited Incarnate Word last weekend. A new series opponent, or new Southland opponent, UIW, joining the league this year, along with a number of other teams, and they've shown, just like every team in this league, there are no cakewalks.
There are no cakewalks, and UIW's got a really good pitching staff, three good starters, especially their number one. So we had our hands full against those guys. It's hard to beat a good pitcher in college baseball, especially with these bats now. And their number one threw really well on Thursday night, and they played a little better than we did. So we had to shore some things up and make sure we finished the weekend strong.
It's funny you say it's tough to beat a good arm in college baseball because you got the number 1 and 2 guys in earned run average. You got the number 2 and I think 4 guys in strikeouts right now. Yep. That's why it's so tough to beat the Colonels.
That's exactly right. And our guys have been pitching well all season. It's no mystery now. We're just got good arms on the mound and guys that compete. So again, like we just said, it's hard to beat good arms in college baseball. That's what wins championships. So we're proud to have what we have.
And there's no doubt the Colonels' weekend rotation was solid enough with Taylor Bird, Grant Bourne, and Brandon Jackson. But Jackson had to miss his start this past weekend due to some injuries. He was limited to just a few innings on the hill. And so Ryan Deems, who had been a weekday starter, midweek starter for you, steps into a Southland starting role. He just does fine.
He goes right against their number one. It's hard for a number 3 or 4 to match wits with a number 1. He did just that through 5 innings. He did everything we needed him to do. And truthfully, the last 8 to 10 innings of Ryan Deems have been lights out pitching. So that's exciting heading forward for us going into the tournament time.
You know, when you can have a number 4 guy going into the Southland tournament, maybe number 5 if Mike Hanchar can come back healthy here, that's tough for any team to beat.
Absolutely it is, and it's a good bullet to have for us, you know, several weapons. So we're excited about it. We're going to make sure they're all prepared, but you know, another good thing that's motivating for us is Brandon Jackson is 100% this week, and he bounces back. So to have 3, 4, 5 starters, man, that's a good problem to have.
My goodness. Let's head out to Sullivan Field here in San Antonio. This is Thursday night, the first ever meeting between these two teams as Incarnate Word joined the Southland this year and is making the transition from D2 to D1. The Cardinals own a Southland Series win already, nearly claimed another against Southeastern Louisiana the week before this matchup with the Colonels. Second inning, Charles Morton leads off with a double against right-hander Gino Encina. Tyler Duplantis sack bunt puts Morton on third before David Zorn lofts one to right, deep enough to score Morton for a 1-0 lead. Encina, though, retired 16 of 17, starting with that flyout. Ryan Deems getting his first Southland start. He set down the first 8 Cardinals, but Bryce Shepard reached on an error before Mark Whitehead slams a 2-out triple into left center. Errors would come back to bite the Colonels time and again in this one. We are tied at 1 after 3 innings of play. Nicholls finding ways, though, to manufacture runs this year. In the 5th, Zorn leads off with a single. He doesn't need a bunt to move him up. 47 stolen bases for Nicholls, twice the number of the opposition. Zorn would later score on a Justin Holt groundout to make it 2-1 Colonels. Deems deserved a better fate in this one. He fans Aaron Warren to end the 5th. Deems goes 5 frames, 1 unearned run, 4 hits, a walk, and 5 Ks. He proved himself, but he would take a no decision. Bottom half of the 6th inning here, the Colonels catch a bad bounce, literally. Stuart Holmes dealing to Jason Stone with 2 gone, and the grounder ricochets off third base. Slade Brown scores to make it 2-2. It was that kind of night for Nichols. Stone went 2 for 4 at the plate. It then would come apart in the 7th. A muff at first base on a sac bunt, plus a couple of walks, leads to a bases-loaded no-out situation. Colonels got the next 2 batters out, and John Satriano almost escapes here, but Jesse Hoover won't let the red and gray off the hook. A grand slam that sneaks over the right field wall. Only the 2nd home run for UIW all year. Hoover has them both. The Cardinals score 6 runs, 5 of them unearned. They count just the same. Encina goes the distance, 2 runs, 5 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. He finishes off Duplantis in the 9th. Game 1 goes to Incarnate Word by a final score of 6-2. Coach, you want to talk about a team beating themselves. That's what the Colonels did on Thursday.
No question, and we talked a lot about it before leading up the last few weeks. We had lost 5 one-run games in the Southland Conference, and there was 5 games that we handed to our opponent. Well, we do the same thing on game 1 of this series. Deems is about to face the minimum in the 3rd inning, facing the 9-hole hitter with 2 outs, and we make a 2-out error and allow that guy to get there, and brings up, their leadoff hitter, who's a really good player. He hits a triple. The game's tied at 1 when we should be hitting right there up 1-0. Again later, we drop a sac bunt at first base, an out at first, and that leads to a grand slam. So 2 plays, you can win the baseball game 2-0, and you don't even understand. You don't realize where you're at in that. So, and that's just immature baseball on our part. And we talked about it, and it's something we've harped on all year long. Sometimes college baseball games aren't won, they're lost, and we certainly lost that game. And we need to make sure we don't put ourselves in that situation again.
Well, he didn't the rest of the weekend. Friday afternoon, Colonels came ready to go. After stranding 2 runners in scoring position in the 1st, they strike for a pair of runs against Dylan Boss in the 2nd. Brandon Jackson back in the lineup as he recovers from an injury. He'd start in center field and lay down a bunt hit here, moving Tyler Duplantis up to 2nd base. A Christian Correa sac bunt advanced both base runners. Good to see Jackson back in the lineup. Then David Zorn goes the other way. The base knock chases in Tyler Duplantis and Jackson. 2-0 Colonels. Zorn with a solid series at the plate. Meanwhile, Taylor Bird was on top of his game. He fools Bryce Shepard to end the 2nd. Entering this week, Taylor leads the league in ERA, and it's not even close. He's 2nd in the Southland in strikeouts as well. More of the same in the 3rd. Slade Brown goes down swinging. Bird goes 6 shutout innings, 5 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. This guy and Southeastern's Andrew Couture are going to duke it out over the next month for Pitcher of the Year honors. Into the 5th we go. Leo Vargas records a 1-out hit, steals 2nd, moves to 3rd on an error, and scores on a Keith Cormier base hit to right. Nichols totaled up 13 hits in this contest. Cormier had a pair of them, as did Leo Vargas. The Colonels would add some insurance in the 7th. Leadoff hit for Duplantis after a stolen base and a sac bunt. It's Christian Correa chasing in Duplantis. 4-0 Nichols. Boss was out of the game 1 batter later. So Cody Ritchie would come out of the pen to face Phillip Lyons coming up here. Ritchie gets a comeback or a chance to start up a double play, but he throws it away. Here comes Correa. 5-0 your score. Nichols managed just 2 hits against the bullpen, but they had plenty already. Mark Frazier pitched 2 innings behind Bird, allowing a couple of hits with 2 punch-outs. Mark Picciola would secure it in the 9th, inducing Brandon Clark into a 4-6-3 double play ground out. That's your ball game. 5-0 Colonels, and career win number 100 for the guy sitting beside me, head coach Seth Thibodeaux. That's shutout number 5 this year for the Colonel pitching staff. Congratulations to you, sir.
I do appreciate that, and I guess if you do this long enough, you'll run into some big number wins, but we got a long way to go to get to 1,000. So
We'll worry about getting to 110.
Right.
How about we start with that? Just an outstanding effort from Taylor Bird, and he's back to his dominant self.
He is. He absolutely is. He's worked very hard to get through that. And what's amazing is that we considered what he did for the 3 or 4 starts of funk, and he still won a couple of games out of that, and he still was really good out of those outings. So he's back to his original form. It's because he's in great shape physically. He's worked really hard for it. He has a plan. He's very motivated. He's so mature, and it's great to have him back.
This Colonel offense right now, making a living on sack bunts and sack flies and stolen bases and just making things happen right now. This isn't a team that's going to clobber the baseball, but still finding ways to score 4 or 5 runs a game.
We have to, and if we can score 4 to 6 runs a game, we have a chance to win every single game we play the way we pitch it. So we're taking a lot of pride in the little things, and there are going to be games where we're going to bang it. But we're not going to sit around and wait for those days to happen. We're going to be aggressive and try to get what we want and get what we need. So, but I do like where our offense is at after the last couple of games for sure.
It's good to see you right now. Back to Sullivan Field for the rubber game on Saturday. Grant Bourne on the hill for the Colonels. UIW strands 2 runners in scoring position in the first and another in the second as Bryce Shepard watches a changeup go by. Bourne with 7 shutout innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, and 4 Ks. He weaved in and out of trouble all day. Nichols catches a break in the third, a hit and run. Justin Holt in motion would have easily been doubled up, but Jason Stone drops Phillip Lyons' fly ball in right. Holt winds up scoring the first run of the game. Lyons ends up at third base. Then, with the infield drawn in coming up here, the Cardinals defense falters again. Lyons running on contact on the Leo Vargas chopper to short. Shepard's throw, though, is in the dirt, and it allows Lyons time to get around the tag of Colton Bissett. 2-0 in favor of the red and gray. UIW starter Jacob Potts loads the bases to start the 5th, and Vargas knocks him out of the game with a short fly ball to center that falls in there. It plates Christian Correa, putting the Colonels up 3-0, and that would do it for Jacob Potts on the day. Reliever Matthew Decker does a nice job to limit the damage, though. He gets Keith Cormier to ground into a double play here. Holt would score to make it 4-0. Decker then fans Tanner Vanderveer. He went 2 2/3 innings, giving up just 1 hit while fanning 3. Into the 8th, Alex Schaefer dealing for UIW. A 1-out hit by Zorn sent Duplantis from first to third, and then Correa registers a sacrifice fly. 5-0 Nichols. They'd had another run coming up here in the 9th. Single, wild pitch, walk, and then it's Keith Cormier driving in Lyons with a sac fly. Cormier with 31 runs batted in, good for 6 in the league. Nichols scores 6 runs, only 1 of them came on a hit. Just what we were talking about earlier, Coach. Brandon Jackson tosses a 1-hit 8th. It's Mark Piciola on in the 9th. He yielded a leadoff double, but the Dustin Cole 5-3 groundout ends it. 6-0 Colonels. Phillip Lyons with a 4-hit day, good production from Leo Vargas. The Colonel pitching staff tossed 19 straight scoreless innings to finish the series, and the club trailed for just 2 innings all weekend. What a way to finish.
Absolutely, and that's the name of the game, is making sure you finish the job. We went over there to win a series. We would have loved to have gotten a sweep. Sweeps are not easy to come by in college baseball, but I like the way we finished. We pitched it well, and to have 19 straight innings of scoreless baseball, from our pitching staff is fantastic. Found ways to score runs, just really fought hard and played the game hard and played the game the right way, and we had the result we expect when we do that.
Yeah, I think the Colonels learned their lesson from Thursday night. Even in first place, even against a New Southland opponent, doesn't matter. Come ready to play, and this team can do great things.
You have to take care of business. You got to treat the game the right way, respect the game, and respect our plan and our plan of attack and what we want to do. And when we do that, we have a chance to be a special championship club.
Well, take a look at this. With a month left to go, it's Nichols, Southeastern Louisiana, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi at the top of the Southland standings. There's a pack of 5 teams, each 2 games back. McNeese has fallen hard, while Lamar and Central Arkansas are coming around. Oral Roberts still very much in the hunt for a postseason berth, while it's going to be an uphill climb for Houston Baptist and Stephen F. Austin. Coach, you got to love your chances right now.
We do. We really like our chances. We know what we need to do to be successful, which is important. We know that we can't make winning look difficult, and so our guys understand how to win now, and they truly understand the preparation that goes into being successful. There haven't been a whole lot of talk about, I don't like how they're moving around. I do like how they're moving around. I like what they're saying in the clubhouse. I like how they're handling themselves. It's a mature group, and it comes from our leadership. And it comes from a group of guys that are hungry for something big, and they're hungry to change the culture forever. And so it's a neat group of guys, no question about it, and I'm excited to see the stretch run for sure.
We got complete coverage of Nichols baseball on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. The Colonels take on New Southland member New Orleans this weekend. Game 1 here in Thibodaux on Friday at 6. The series shifts to UNO on Saturday at 2, and then back to Didier Field for the finale on Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Colonels then head back to the Crescent City on Tuesday night for their final non-conference game of the year. They'll take on Tulane at 6:30. All games will be carried live on KTIB 640 AM. Coach, New Orleans on the docket this weekend. What can you tell us about the Privateers?
Well, I know that they've been in some games all year long, and they lost some tight ones late. I know they beat a #1 ranked UL Lafayette team a couple of weeks ago. Beat Tulane, so they are very capable. They pitch it well. They're well coached, but they've lost some tight games. So I know I respect our opponent. I respect it's another in-state team, and it's a conference team. No matter who you play, like we talked about earlier, you have to make sure you're ready to play. That's our job at Nichols this week, is to make sure we are ready to play and worry about our own team, our own club, and take care of our own business. And we feel really good about the week, which is against any opponent. But we know that anytime there's an in-state rival, it's always a challenge, so we're excited about that.
Colonels and Privateers this weekend. Folks, we're going to take a timeout. Back with much more on the other side here on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
You may know Thibodaux Regional was the first hospital in the region to take a leadership role in athletic safety. But did you know they're the only hospital in the region to offer advanced concussion testing technology? That their certified athletic trainers assist high schools with team event coverage, and that they provide prevention education to coaches, athletes, and parents? TJ Boudreau knows they're here for athletes of all ages. Parents, coaches, and athletes know Thibodaux Regional Medical Center for expert, compassionate care.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Mike Wagon, I'm alongside head coach Seth Thibodeaux. And coach, it's not all business all the time. You guys like to have a little fun every now and again. And we got to San Antonio a day early and headed to the Spurs game on a Wednesday night to see them take on the Lakers. I think the guys enjoyed themselves.
That's exactly what we wanted them to experience something special like that, and it was a shock to them. We didn't want them to know about it. We wanted them to just kind of. Coach Tibb likes playing some jokes on these guys every once in a while, and this wasn't so much a joke. It was an exciting adventure for them for sure.
Last week, before Nichols faced Incarnate Word, Colonels headed to the Spurs game at the AT&T Center to watch them take on the Lakers and sat courtside while the teams warmed up. Now, the Colonels' Byron Cobb, who's also a defensive back on the football team, apparently can play a little basketball as well. He drills his shot from 3 rows deep, and Lakers assistant coach Mark Madsen wants to sign him to a contract right there. Byron's a talented kid.
He's extremely talented. He's a gifted young man, and believe it or not, the young man can also sing in church, which is what he does back home. But he is it was really neat to have him do that, to see it go viral like it did over the internet. But what a neat experience, and what a nice shot he made.
Yeah, that video was on Sports Illustrated's website. It
Right.
was even featured in an article in France.
Yeah, I know, it's incredible. But you never know what you might experience or what may happen from a neat experience like that. So it was neat to see.
More items off the field. Earlier this week, the Colonels made one of their many visits throughout the year to the Cancer Center at Thibodaux Regional, meeting with, comforting, and getting to know the patients there and just trying to make life a little brighter. These guys know it's part of their responsibility as student athletes to be positive members of the community.
That's a great deal of appreciation coming and seeing the patients during treatment. They're great Nichols supporters in the community, and we wanted to give back to them by coming and talking to them and just making light of a heavy subject. And we love coming out here and doing what we can for these patients to make everything a little bit easier.
John Satriano, one of the Colonel pitchers, and Coach, I know this is something you take seriously.
Yeah, we do. We enjoy it. It's become a tradition. I like how our guys intermingle with cancer patients, those that are suffering. those that are going through a lot, and for us to be able to give 15 to 20, maybe even 30 minutes of our time to brighten someone's day up, it means a lot to myself, but it means more to the patients. And so giving back is important, not just always receiving, and that's the whole point of it. But to brighten someone's day is extremely important, and our guys do a great job of that.
Yeah, the current baseball team tied for first, but they're not the only Nichols athletics program performing well right now. Alex Tullis takes us around the department in our weekly roundup.
This week, the women's tennis team accomplished something they hadn't done for 15 years, while the track and field squad had a fine showing against some of the region's top competition. On Friday, the women's tennis squad visited League Foe New Orleans, where they secured a Southland Conference tournament spot for the first time since 1999. Nichols defeated UNO 6-1 and entered the postseason as the number 4 seed.
For us, it's like huge. For me as a freshman, like we're making sort of history here, and especially like the older girls in the team, they're working for two years already so hard to make that conference, and finally we made it. So we're all very, very excited.
Yeah, I'm happy that we made the conference tournament, but that's not the end for me. I think it's just the beginning. And I think for the girls as well, you'll ask them and they'll tell you that making the conference tournament is a nice achievement, but it's something what they expected from themselves, you know, from the day they got here. So making the conference tournament, yeah, it's a nice feeling, but I think our main goal is to get there and actually win it.
On Saturday, the Colonels wrapped up the regular season, winning their 4th consecutive conference match as they defeated Southeastern Louisiana 4-3 in Hammond, with the bottom of the lineup dominating the singles competition. Isla Brock and Emma Cronendonk shined in singles play and also combined their talents to win in doubles. As the conference tournament in Corpus Christi approaches this weekend, paying attention to detail is more important than ever.
You've got to have really good footwork to do well on the win, and some of these girls do. I think all my girls do. Well, now the chance for them to see for themselves how good their footwork is, and I think they're looking forward to it. I think regardless of the conditions, my girls are going to play hard and do what they've done all semester, which is go out there and compete and represent Nichols.
The track team had outstanding showings in their 2 meets, with a combined 18 top 10 performances. On Friday at the Southeastern Lion Invitational, Jackie White led the team, taking first in the 800-meter run and won gold again on Saturday at the LSU Alumni Gold Meet. Ashley Johnson, Kaisha Thomas, Quadri Newson, and Daisha McCullum took 6th in the 4x100 relay on Friday, while Rashante Colebrook set a personal record, finishing 5th in the 400-meter hurdles. The Colonels also combined for 5 top 10 finishes in the triple jump. Overall, it was a great weekend for Nichols women's athletics. Individual and team efforts were successful and helped motivate both squads as the postseason nears. For the Seth Thibodeaux Show, I'm Alex Tullis.
Thank you very much, Alex. Men's and women's championship tennis on the docket this weekend. Track and field competes at Ole Miss, while the softball team concludes a home portion of their schedule with a 3-game set against Northwestern State as the Colonels battle for a spot in the Southland Conference Tournament. Mike Wagenheim alongside the head coach of the Colonels, Seth Thibodeaux. I know you're rooting for all the teams around the department as well.
We are. We absolutely are. I think it's important for for us all to pull for each other and push, but it's exciting to see these young athletes work so hard all year long, and to see them have some success, and especially down the stretch like this, it's motivating for the entire department.
Yeah, it's been a good year in Nichols athletics
Absolutely.
so far, and a lot of teams competing for championships right now. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more on the other side here on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Back here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. It's time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. You're either local or you're not. Louisiana's Best can be found at your local Rouse's or at rouses.com. This week it's Jackie White. She took first in the 800-meter run at the Southeastern Line Invitational on Friday, and then again at the LSU Alumni Gold on Saturday. Congratulations to Jackie White. Folks, we're going to come back in just a moment to wrap things up here on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
You may know Thibodaux Regional was the first hospital in the region to take a leadership role in athletic safety, and they responded by developing a comprehensive sports medicine program. But did you know their certified athletic trainers assist high schools with team event coverage, and that they are the region's only hospital with sports medicine fellowship-trained physicians? TJ Boudreau knows they're here for athletes of all ages. Parents, coaches, and athletes know Thibodaux Regional Medical Center for expert, compassionate care.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Back here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, here with Nichols head baseball coach Seth Thibodeaux. 1 month to go, tied for first place. This is what all the hard work has been for.
Sure. It's fun. It's exciting. We're going to take care of business one game at a time, and I know that's not always fun to hear, but it's true. But we're excited about it. It's easier for us to coach now. You see how hard our guys are starting to work in the weight room, and it's a fun time for the Colonels.
Coach, can't wait to see what the next month brings us.
Appreciate you, Wag.
Thanks so much. We'll talk to you again next week. Nichols hosting UNO Friday night. We're there Saturday, back here Sunday. We'll talk to you here again next week. Today's show has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. This program has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.